Hello, 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 everyone. How are you all doing? It's me, Ariel. Say hello. We will start in about 5 minutes, but while we are here, why don't you say hello? Tell me how you are doing. Where are you? What is the weather like? Anything interesting that happened this week? Just tell me how you are. Hello Kinga, hello Martina, hello Gabriella, Gabriella Rafagnato, a lovely name. Hello Oscar Caluzzi again, how are you doing Oscar? I see you all the time. How are you doing Kinga? How are you doing Martina and Gabriella? I'm doing very well myself. I am a bit hungover. I have a bit of a hangover, which means I drank a bit last night, and now I am a bit tired. Only a bit, actually. I feel okay. Hello, Van Tetruk. How are you? How are you doing? Tell me, I know Kinga is from Poland and Oscar is from Italy, but the others, tell me where you are from. What country and city are you in? Hello, Worth a Wound. Hello, Andre Rios. Oscar is doing great, fantastic, and so am I. Hello, Rafael Javier de Oliveira, or maybe that's Portuguese. Rafael Xavier de Oliveira. I don't know. But I'm doing well, thank you, Rafael. How are you doing? Vante is coming from Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. Lovely. Aldre is from Petropolis, Brazil. Okay, that sounds lovely. I have not heard of Petropolis, but that's a cool name, Petropolis. Hello, Denise. How are you? Denise has followed the podcast for a long time, but this is her first time in the podcast, so thank you for coming, Denise. Rafael is from Brazil, Sao Paulo. Okay. Hello, Magda Żukowska. I'm doing very well, thank you. How are you? I had a great birthday, Magda. Hello, Sukaina. How are you doing? Good to see you again. It's hot today. Actually, it's about 22 degrees outside, but inside it's about 28 degrees. And I am British, so 28 degrees is, it's too hot. So I have a really big fan, and I might just fan myself for some of today. Hello, Pandu. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Hello, Laura Yashishka. Ooh, Laura says, happy belated birthday. That's what we say when you wish someone happy birthday late. Okay? I'll write that down and then I'll explain it in a minute. Hello, Giusy D'Agosto from Rome. Lovely. Hello, Lord Daniel. Hello, David Mia. Doing very well. Lovely to see you all. By the way, this is a fan, F-A-N, and it is very important at this time of year. Hello, Daniel Rabina. How are you doing? Ooh, okay. I think we will officially begin. Hello, Challenger. That's a great name. Hello, Lucille. How are you? Okay. Now my hand hurts. It's so good to see you all. So, hello and welcome to the Easy Stories in English special birthday live stream. Well, it's not the birthday of Easy Stories in English. It's my birthday. And I am so happy to be spending it here with you. My real birthday was on Tuesday, but I love talking with you, and today I have a special birthday themed live stream for you all, and I think you will really enjoy it. Hello, Martina from the Philippines. Vante says it's nearly 35 degrees in Vietnam, but I guess in Vietnam you have air conditioning, because we don't have air conditioning, and I don't have any fans, any electric fans in my house. So, hello Eleonora, thank you for the birthday wishes. Okay, so let me explain how today's gonna work. Sorry, clicked the wrong thing. Come on, technology, I believe in you. There we go. So in today's stream, we are going to make some decorations. We're going to eat a bit of party food, or I am going to eat a bit of party food, and you can watch me. I am going to show you the lovely presents I got from some of you and my family. I'm going to tell you about some popular party games at birthday parties in the UK. Children's birthday parties, but I am a child, so it's okay. We are going to eat cake and maybe even sing happy birthday. We will see. And then finally, we will do the usual questions and answers. Now, normally on the stream, we write a story together, but I think today there is so much already that maybe we won't have time. And sometimes you all have great questions to ask. So I want to leave time the questions. Okay, so hello Challenger. Challenger's real name is Rashid. Fantastic. Okay, so I bought some, you know what, I looked in the supermarket to find decorations and stuff for parties, and they didn't have a lot of stuff, but they did have these. So these are balloons with confetti. So these little gold bits are confetti. So you throw confetti at like a wedding or a party to celebrate. Okay, it's like little bits of paper. I think it's an Italian word, I believe. Now, I am really bad at blowing up balloons. So, of course, I thought it would be really funny if I tried to blow up a balloon on the podcast, on the stream, and it will probably go really badly, and you can laugh and have some fun. So while I blow up the balloons, I want you to write me, while I blow up the balloons, tell me a happy or sad birthday memory, and then I will read them out. Now, it doesn't have to be your birthday. It could be a memory from a friend's birthday party, okay? Or a family member's birthday party. So I will blow up the balloons and you tell me your happy or sad birthday memories, and then we can talk about them. And of course, I will tell you one happy and one sad birthday memory of mine after the decorations are ready. And I think this is going to go really badly. Okay, so we have the balloons. Now it says use a balloon pump like a tool, but I'm gonna try it with my mouth because I don't have a balloon pump. So I have to put the confetti into the balloons first. Now, how many balloons are there? Oh God, am I gonna do them all? Let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 balloons. I might do like 3 because otherwise this will be a very long stream. Also, I'll save the other balloons for another party. Okay. So I will open the confetti. Maybe you're thinking, Ariel, why didn't you do this before the stream? And the answer is, I thought it would be fun for you to watch me fail. Hopefully that's true. Now, here's the first problem. We have this. Alright, I'm already dropping confetti. We have all this like thin papery confetti and this tiny little mouth to the balloon. And I have to get these from here into here without pouring confetti all over the floor. It's going, I don't think, you know what? I don't think this is going to work. Oh. Ooh. Okay, I got a bit in, a bit. Okay. Oh, this is working. Oh, it works really well. Is that enough confetti? It's hard to know because the balloon is very small now. Okay, that's definitely enough. Okay. That was actually not too difficult. Now is the really hard part. I don't know, whenever I blow up a balloon, I feel like I have to use so much air, like more air than I have inside me. So, but I did get a bit fat during coronavirus, so I should have bigger lungs now. Let's see. Okay. Look at that! That was not too hard. Now I have to tie it up, and I'm really bad at this. Crap, how do you tie up a balloon? So you wrap it around your finger, and then you... Oh god, I hate this. I never tied up balloons when I was a kid. I always got other people to do it because I didn't know how. Oh, I think I know how. It's... Oh god. No. Oh, awful. It will be good though, because the balloon looks so nice with the confetti in it. No, that didn't work. Okay. And now I'm getting cream all over it, I think. Fantastic. Oh god, this is so hard. How does anybody do this? I am really bad. I've told you before. Oh, so close. Come on. No, that's not gonna work. I actually, I can't even tie my shoes very well, so this is a disaster. Like, you have to put it through there, but it's too tight. I really thought this would be fun to do on the stream, and now I'm like, we might just be here for 2 hours while I try to tie a balloon. You know what? I was like, I'm an adult. I can do this now, you know? I know I'm probably doing it the wrong way, but please consider that I am really stupid. Oh wait, is that... do you use 2 fingers, maybe? Wow. Okay, I'm just going to quickly Google how to tie a balloon. Oh my god. Please tell me I'm not the only person who finds this really difficult. And I might just watch a quick YouTube video that tells me how to do it. Wow, I'm such a professional, you know. I'm showing you this because I know I want people who suck at tying balloons. I want us to form like a community, and we shouldn't feel ashamed. So I have to take the end, and you twist it around, and you use 2 fingers. Okay, so you wrap it around the... Oh, well that makes it look so easy. Oh, that is so easy. Oh, I did it! Look at that. Oh my god, I did it, guys. Everyone, I did it. Look at that balloon knot. Okay, now it says on the bag to get the confetti to go onto the side of the balloon, you have to rub it on a static surface. So static, that means like static electricity. Oh, word, don't do that. Okay, so static electricity is you know when you're a child and you wear socks and you rub your feet on the floor and then your hair goes like zzz, goes up? It's that, right? Or if you like rub a balloon against your hair, that's what it does. Now, normally you would use a carpet, right? So like, I'm saying this, but maybe actually, because I know we have a lot of carpets in the UK, but maybe in other countries, if you don't really use carpets, you don't know this way of doing it. Well, traditionally, here, when you're a kid, you rub your socks on the carpet and then you touch someone and they get an electric shock because of like the science. There's something sciencey about that, yeah? How do you explain static electricity? I'm not good at science, okay? But it's like when you rub a certain thing and then you have a small electric charge on you. Now, so I have to rub this. I have to rub it on something static, but I don't have a carpet. So I'm going to rub this on my hair. I'm going to rub it all around. And my hair's going to look really stupid for the rest of the stream. But it's worth it because I'm going to get beautiful balloons. And now you can see, look, my hair is connecting to the balloon. That is static electricity, everyone. Static means not moving, okay? Most of the confetti is stuck. Some of it is not, so just give me a minute. I bet you thought this is... You were probably thinking, I'm going to have a really nice Saturday, and you didn't think this was what was going to happen. Okay. Perfect, and look. Oh, no, okay, wait. Probably really bad for my hair. Also, I'm sorry if this makes a horrible sound for you. Okay, most of the confetti has stuck to the sides. And now we have a beautiful confetti balloon. Isn't that lovely? Okay, now we are going to read some of your birthday stories. Okay. Magda says her birthday was on the 7th of April, but because of coronavirus, she couldn't go outside. So she couldn't see her friends or family for that day. That's really sad, Magda. I couldn't see my friends and family either because of coronavirus, but I can at least see all of you. And last night I did like a video call with some friends and drank vodka. So yeah. Hello Prakash, how are you? Pandu's sad birthday story is when he celebrated alone and there were no friends or family with him, and that was his 18th birthday. Well, I'll tell you the truth, Pandu. I didn't really have a big celebration on my 18th birthday either, because I didn't have a lot of friends. So, okay. Kinga says all her birthdays were great, but her 18th birthday next year will be the most fun. Okay, Kinga, are you going to... in the UK, I'm sure this is the case in many countries, on people's 18th birthday, they usually go out and get very, very, very drunk. So, Kinga, is that your... There's a hair on the balloon. Is that your plan, to get very drunk? Okay, Oscar Caluzzi's sad memory. For his 7th birthday, he invited all of his school friends, and all of them accepted the invitation, but nobody came. Oh, Oscar, that is really sad. I'm sorry that happened to you. That is genuinely very sad. Okay, Laura's sad birthday memory was that she couldn't celebrate this year with her family. I think a lot of us have that now, Laura. Vale says happy birthday. Thank you, Vale. Okay, Vante, his sad story is on his, or maybe, sorry, Vante, I'm not sure if your, what pronouns, what gender you are. So on their birthday, none of their girlfriends, none of their friends who were girls showed up, only the boys. And their birthday is in June, so the friends just forgot. That's really sad. Good evening, Manish. Okay, David Mayer says, during Corona, we could not celebrate my wife's birthday. So yesterday we celebrated with family. Okay. I love how I was really struggling with the balloon, and now I see use 2 fingers, use a rubber band, use some thread. I should have done that, but I didn't. Yeah, I should tie. I don't honestly. I don't know, because these balloons do not have helium, so I don't know what to do with the balloons. I guess I could. I don't have anything to tie them to. I don't know. I'll just play with the balloons today. Kwang is singing me happy birthday. Thank you. That's very sweet. Okay. Akanksha asks, what does twirl mean? Okay. Twirl means to spin around. Okay, so in the video I watched, it looked like they were twirling the balloon like this. Like if you held it and did that, you're twirling. Twirl can also mean like a twirl. That's a twirl. Okay. I almost fell. It's a good thing I did not fall over. Okay, Akanksha asks, can I give a demonstration of shadowing? That's a specific language learning technique. I can try. It's a bit hard, but I can give it a go. Okay, Magda asks, how old am I now? I am 27. Okay. Wendy last year had a piñata for her birthday, and it was really fun. Fantastic. Oscar Lopez says, in Mexico, it's 7 a.m. and happy birthday. Thank you, Oscar. Nika Veronica, I love that. She says, you look very healthy, even though I drank vodka yesterday. I had żubrówka, actually, Nika. I drank żubrówka, Polish vodka. We are going to do presents in a bit, Nika. Okay, Vante asks, hello Memo. Vante asks, can I explain the difference between the basis and basics? So what is the difference between basis and the basics? Okay, so I will answer this later when we do the questions and answers. Okay, so that's the order for today. So my happy birthday memory, I had it in my head and now I forgot. What was my happy birthday memory? Oh, this is fun. Okay. My happy birthday memory. This is a happy birthday memory, to be fair. I'm very happy right now. Gosh, what was it? Oh, when I was in university, for my 21st birthday, I had a small party with just 6 people, but I really put a lot of effort into it, and I made party bags. So party bags is like a kind of a British birthday party tradition, and usually for children. So at the end of the party, you give everyone who came, you give them a bag with some sweets and some toys in it, and usually they get a slice of the cake that they take home so they can eat the cake at home. And I just really like this because it feels quite personal and it's fun. So for my 21st birthday, I made party bags for the people who came, and I even wrote a poem in every one. So a poem is like a spoken song, I guess. So like Shakespeare wrote a lot of poems, yeah? So a poem usually rhymes, like a really famous poem in English is roses are red, violets are blue, something. Wait, roses are red, violets are blue. Honestly, this is a poem that people make a lot of jokes on, like, because it's like a really easy rhyme. By the way, a rhyme is when 2 words end in the same sound. For example, bad and sad. Okay, those 2 words rhyme. Okay. Roses are red, violets are blue, sugar is sweet, and so are you. That's a poem. Okay, so for one birthday, for my 21st birthday, because your 21st birthday is like a special birthday here, I wrote poems for everyone and I put the poems in the party bags. So yeah. Okay, Denise wants to know what is the difference between effect and effect. You can see they're pronounced the same way. Native speakers get these mixed up all the time, so don't worry too much. Okay, so that's decorations done, and now let's talk a bit about party food. I love party food. Now, so at like a traditional children's birthday party here, you have like a big meal and there's all kinds of food. As you can see here, there are maybe cupcakes. These are sausage rolls, so they have sausage inside them. Yeah, meat. A really typical thing is jelly. And this is jelly, okay? Like it can be red or green. Jelly wobbles, okay? So, what happened? Okay. So jelly is the food, and jelly wobbles. It shakes very slightly. Yeah, yeah, it wobbles. I made jelly this morning, and I put the jelly in the fridge, but the jelly is not ready, unfortunately. So maybe in like an hour I will go and look, and maybe I can show you my jelly, but unfortunately I don't have any jelly. What I do have is party rings. Now these are so good. These are small ones, but usually they're a bit bigger. But they are biscuits, and they have just, ooh, that's a strange one. They have these just cute little colourful icing on them and this pattern on the back. These aren't just for birthday parties, but you have them a lot of birthday parties, and they are so good. Oh, so good. So these, I have very happy memories of party rings. They are great. So I'm just going to eat a few. Very good. This one's white. Okay. Okay, Daniel Rabina asks, why are 21st birthdays important in the UK? Honestly, Daniel, I don't really know. I think it's because it's kind of when you really become an adult. Because at 18 you can learn to drive and you are, legally an adult, but at 21 usually you have finished university or you are at the end of university, because most universities here are 3 years for undergraduate, and it's just like seen as like real adulthood. It's like in America they really celebrate the 16th birthday. They call it the Sweet 16, but we don't celebrate that so much. But 18 and 21 are very important here. I don't know why though. It's a bit strange, but yeah. Vale says her birthday is the January 1st, New Year's Day. So it's a weird day, I can imagine that. Sometimes happy, sometimes not so happy. Okay, there are lots of questions you were asking, okay, which is great. I'm not going to answer all of them, okay? Because we don't have so much time for the questions and answers. And I want to make sure that I can answer questions that are useful for everyone, okay? So I'm not going to, I will answer these ones, absolutely, but I'm not going to answer any other questions about just words, like the differences between words, because that information is easier to find online. But I will answer, general questions, yes, but questions about what is the difference between these words, I won't answer just because of time, okay? Also because I don't find it very interesting as well. Sorry, I don't want to be mean, but I think some questions are really interesting for everyone, and those are the ones I want to answer, okay? So Akanksha asks, what is sausage made of? It's pork, okay? So British sausage is pork, so it's pig meat. It's very popular here. There's kind of two types of sausage. There's this kind of sausage where you cook, you fry it. And then of course there's dried sausage as well, like cured sausage, like for example chorizo, which is Spanish. That's like a kind of dried sausage. So you can eat it without cooking it, but this kind of sausage is not so popular in the UK. We tend to mainly eat not wet, just normal sausage. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Wendy says here in Panama it is a tradition to eat arroz con pollo, which I guess is rice with chicken. Like a chicken paella. Ooh, that sounds really good. Okay. So yeah, we eat a lot of sausage rolls here. That's really like the most popular food. Okay. So a sausage roll is really, it's kind of like a pie, but not really. It's like sausage baked in bread. Really good. This is a lot of British food is quite bad, but sausage rolls are very nice. Um, so you can see they have little sausage rolls here as well. To be honest, like a lot of parties in the UK, like they tend to have a lot of brown food. So like pies, sausage roll, cake. It can be a lot of quite like heavy food. We generally say British food, go away. We generally say British food is very stodgy. Okay, so stodgy means heavy, has lots of carbohydrates, okay, and makes you feel tired, okay, because British food really has a lot of pies, cakes, cheese, it's just stews, just heavy food, very stodgy food, or very greasy, like sausages, bacon, fried food. So a lot of people don't really like that. Personally, I can't eat lots of stodgy food or I feel like a bit sick, but you get it a lot at like a birthday party, for example. Okay, Akanksha asks, have I ever tried Indian cuisine? Well, I have tried British Indian food because of the history. There is a lot of Indian food in the UK. There are loads of Indian restaurants. There are some dishes which I know are not actually popular in India, but they are popular here. Like I think chicken tikka masala is maybe one of those. But I don't like really spicy food, but generally I do like Indian food. Yeah. Okay, Rashid asks, why does it keep opening this? I don't want it to do that. How do I stop that? Okay, well, I'm going to leave it. Is it enough just to listen to and read? What? Go away. Oh, I think it's because I accidentally oh my god, sorry, wait. That's private, that's my email. I need to close that. To listen to and read English, how can we learn to pronounce and speak it? Okay, go away. Okay, good question, a really good question. So I'll answer that a bit later. Okay, Manish, I can't respond to all of your comments because I'm talking to everyone, okay? I didn't reply to your email because I didn't know you wanted me to reply. I'm sorry about that. Obviously, I want to respond to all of your comments as much as possible, but sometimes, it's maybe a question that is not that relevant and I can't talk individually to everyone here. It's not really fair, okay? So let's have a look at some cards and presents, okay? Because I got some really lovely cards and some really, really lovely birthday presents from people. So I'm gonna show you the cards I got first. So this is one I got. Ooh. Oh crap! I damaged a card. I'm very bad. Okay, I'm gonna put these balloons away so I don't make a big mess. 1 minute. Okay, so this is a card from my parents, from my mum and dad. Okay. This is Glastonbury tour. So you might have heard of Glastonbury. Glastonbury is a small village about an hour from where I live. And Glastonbury has, every year, they have the very famous Glastonbury Festival, which is the biggest music festival in the world. But Glastonbury is actually a very small village. And it's a very strange place. They have a lot of kind of magic stuff. So there are lots of magic shops and a lot of people who believe in reading fortunes and magic and stuff. So yeah. And on the hill in Glastonbury, they have this lovely old tower. Okay, it's like a tiny castle, and when you walk up there, it's a very long walk, but the view is amazing. So this is Glastonbury Tor with a lovely moon, so very mysterious and magical. It's a beautiful card. So thank you to my parents. This is a card from my uncle and aunt. Okay, it's a lovely card actually, because as you can see, it's got the outline of London, the skyline we call it, yeah, with the view of all the city, all the buildings, and it's transparent, so you can see through it. Okay, and there's even a little hole. Hello. So I love this card. This is a really cool card, I have to say. I'm just going to write down some of those words, okay? So the place I mentioned is Glastonbury, where they have the Glastonbury Music Festival. If you are interested, it's very expensive, but it is good. So the card, the second one, it shows the skyline of London, yeah? The buildings, so this is the skyline, because it's how you see all the buildings, and this card you can see through it, so it is transparent. It means you can see through it. Okay. Okay, and finally, this is a card from my other aunt, uncle, and my cousin. It's a beautiful garden. This is a National Trust garden. So the National Trust is an organization in the UK where they own lots of old gardens and houses that are very beautiful, and they make sure the gardens and houses stay beautiful. Yeah, they spend money, they renovate them, they decorate them, and then they are basically museums. So you can go and visit a National Trust house or garden, and you pay a bit, and you can look around, and they tell you the history of the place. So this is a lovely garden in Northumberland. So Northumberland is a county. Okay, so lovely cards, beautiful cards. Okay, now I want to start talking about all of the presents I got, because I got some really lovely presents from some of you. So from my parents, I got, well, you can see it there, it's the whiteboard, okay, which I have been making YouTube videos. If you have not seen the YouTube, type in easystoriesinenglish.com/YouTube and you can see the YouTube channel. So I have started making videos on YouTube. If you are here, you probably know, to be honest. You can just click the channel name. So far there is 2 stories, the 12 months and the elephant and the hare. And on Thursday, there will be this story, The Black School. So I am going to do 2 stories or 2 videos a week. So actually, if you have ideas for what you want to see in YouTube videos, maybe you want me to talk about my life or about my city, send me a message, okay, or right here. Okay, so my parents got me the lovely whiteboard. My brother and his wife got me some lights to use for making the videos, and I'm using them today because with the lights I look really nice. So vanity. Okay. Thank you so much to Christian. Oh, where is it? Here he is. Christian got me this absolutely lovely, adorable little friend. So thank you so much, Christian. I really appreciate it. Look at his little nose. Oh, it's so cute. He is Truffles, the Highland cow. So the Highlands are a region of Scotland where it's very empty. There are not a lot of cities or buildings. And these cows live in the Highlands, and they have very, very thick, lots of hair, okay? Very thick hair. So you can't see their eyes very much, but they are so cute. Look at their hair and look at his hair. He's so cute. I love him. So thank you again, Christian. I really love it. Okay. Nika Akanksha says I'm very sweet. Lots of love. Thank you. Nika asks, what do I recommend to stop being afraid of speaking? That's a really good question. I'll talk a bit about that later. Okay, Magda would like videos about life in the UK. Interesting. Okay. So, from my sister, I got this. So, this. So this is the illuminated tarot. So tarot is a way of telling fortunes, okay? So that means when you read someone's future, okay? Now usually you read a palm, but tarot are cards that you can use to read a fortune. And these tarot cards are beautiful. They look really, really nice. I mean, look at these cards. So, so lovely. I chose them because I think the pictures are great. I don't know if I am going to tell fortunes, but I am going to use them for storytelling like we normally do. But I think these cards could be very useful as well. And it has a little book and it explains the meanings of the different cards. So I'm really excited to start using this beautiful deck of tarot cards. Okay. Put that away. And then let me make sure I get the name right. From Eleonora Barrui, I got some wonderful puppets. Okay, let me just get them all out. So a puppet is... Hello, wait, I'm a monkey. This is a puppet. So we have a puppet, a monkey, a tiger, an elephant, and a giraffe. And they are so cute. They're really, really soft. And I think I'm going to have a lot of fun making videos with these puppets. Yes, yes. Fun, fun, fun. Yay. So thank you again, Eleonora. These will be great for making some videos. So the word for that again is a hand puppet. Those were hand puppets. Okay. So thank you all for your lovely presents. Also thank you to my family, but they are not watching. And thank you all for listening to the podcast. I really appreciate your support, your comments, your emails. It really makes me very happy. Okay. So now that we have looked at cards and presents, I want to talk a bit about some traditional birthday party games. Unfortunately, we can't really play the games, okay, because you need lots of people and it's quite a lot of preparation. But I'm going to tell you about them anyway. So pass the parcel. This is a very British one. I don't think it is done in any other countries. Ooh, So a parcel is like a package, okay? So when something has paper around it. So when you send a present, it is in a parcel, usually. So it's like a paper package. Okay, normally now if you buy online, it's in a box, but sometimes you send in a parcel where it's soft. So in this game, you have a really big parcel, and usually it's wrapped with, so wrapped, by the way, so wrap means, go away. So you use wrapping paper, which is the paper you use to cover a present. Now you can use wrapping paper, but you have to use a lot for this game. So usually you use newspaper. So you have a big parcel of newspaper and everyone sits in a circle, and then you play some music, okay? And while the music plays, people pass the parcel. So you give it to the person next to you and that person gives it. So you pass the parcel around the circle, but then somebody stops the music. And if the music stops when you are holding the parcel, you can open it. Inside, there is a small present, okay? Maybe a bar of chocolate, a small toy. And there is another parcel inside. So really, there is a parcel inside a parcel, inside a parcel, inside a parcel, inside a parcel. So there are actually many presents all together. So every time you pass the parcel and it stops and somebody opens, there is one toy, and then as you go down, you get closer to the last parcel. And usually in the last parcel, there is a really good present, like a fantastic one. So everyone wants the last parcel. But of course, the fun thing is everyone gets a present, usually, because you play it with children, right? And so the parents can watch and they can stop so that everybody gets a present. Okay, so pass the parcel is, yeah, Daniel, it's like a matryoshka, like a Russian doll. It's very fun, actually. When you are a child, you think, oh my God, I got a present. But now, as an adult, it's like, oh yeah, you stop. So you want everyone to have a present, really. So yeah. So I didn't prepare this because I can't pass it to anyone, and I don't want to wrap like 20 presents. Sorry. Okay. So that's pass the parcel. That's always at birthday parties. You can see there are some old people playing it here, but usually it's children. The chocolate game. This is one I forgot, but then when I was reading online, I remembered, oh yeah, the chocolate game. It's a very strange game. So you have a big piece of chocolate, okay, like a bar of chocolate. Usually it's maybe like quite hard chocolate. Not, I would say not a Kit Kat, maybe big chocolate. And all the children sit around and you roll dice, okay? So dice are these little cubes you use to play games. Yeah, all the children roll dice. If you roll, so I'll just write that down, sorry. Oh, that's what it's doing, okay. Just a minute. I want to make this easier to use. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay. Wait, sorry. That's better. Okay. So, when you roll the dice, you throw the dice. Okay. So all the children roll dice, and if you roll a 6, then you put on a hat, gloves, and sunglasses, and you take a knife and fork, and you have to eat the chocolate with a knife and fork. So of course it is very difficult because you have big gloves and the chocolate is hard. So you're really trying hard to eat the chocolate. And then while one child eats the chocolate, the other children roll the dice. If someone else rolls a 6, they take the hat, the sunglasses, and the gloves, and they eat the chocolate. And when you finish the chocolate, you win. So it works well in the UK because it's quite cold here. But I think in warm countries, it would not work because the chocolate would melt. So, and then it's very easy to eat. So yeah. Okay, and then finally, pin the tail on the donkey. So a pin is very sharp, and you use it to put something in something else. Okay, so you have a donkey, so it's like a horse, but donkeys go okay, and the person puts a blindfold on. Okay. My goodness, I'm going crazy. A blindfold, okay? So a piece of cloth to cover your eyes so you can't see. Okay? So someone puts a blindfold on and they have they have the tail of the donkey and they have to pin it on without seeing. Okay, and it's funny because maybe they put it in the eye, and usually you put on the blindfold and then you spin around like 10 times so that you're like, where am I? And then it's really hard. So it can be very fun. Honestly, I don't remember if we played Pin the Tail on the Donkey when I was a child. Probably, but yeah. Okay, so those are some fun party games. I wish I could play them all with you. Unfortunately, I can't. And I'm sure these are not, just here. I'm sure people play them in other countries, but they make me think of my childhood. I know in America, they often have piñatas. So a piñata is it's like a Mexican thing, I think. So you have a llama made of cardboard, and then it's decorated, and you put on blindfolds and you hit it, and inside there are lots of sweets, lots of candy. But I have never done a piñata here. They're not very popular. Okay, so those are party games. Now we have the moment you have all been waiting for. It's time for cake. Okay, the moment I have been waiting for, because I bought a really nice cake and now I get to eat it. So if you have any cake or anything at home, feel free to eat some cake as well. So let me just set things up. Okay. Perfect. Okay. So normally I'm going to light, these are candles, yeah? I'm going to light the candles as well, and I'm going to make a wish. So a wish is when you say, I wish that I was a superhero, or I wish that next year I will become very rich, okay? I don't know. But you make a wish and then you blow out the candles. Now, normally you don't tell people your wish, but maybe I will tell all of you my wish. Let's see. Okay, so I don't want to start a fire. I will try to not start a fire. Okay, so I bought this cake yesterday and it looks so good. It's got like caramel and chocolate and okay, so let's start the cake. Ooh, I burned myself. Good start, Ariel. I'm very bad at this. Okay, that's better. Come on. There we go. There we go. I lit the cake, the candles. I lit the candles. And I am 27 today. Yes, I am sorry if you are hungry and you are watching and you can't eat the cake. I can't give you cake. Okay, so, because no one is here apart from me, I'm going to sing to myself. So, happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday, dear Ariel. Happy birthday to me. Okay, now I'm going to blow out the candles and make a wish. Yay! And now it's cake time. And we'll take out the candles. Okay. I'm going to cut the cake. Oh, this looks so good. Okay. I think it's quite hard on top, so maybe if I cut the whole thing. Yeah, I'm going to cut the whole thing. Okay. Oh, okay. It's not that hard. Never mind. Okay, I'm going to have a small slice because I'm eating in front of you, and eating on camera is always a bit strange. So I have a small slice of cake here. And let me plate it up. Okay, I have plated up my cake. The cake is on the plate. Oh my goodness, this looks so good. 1 minute. It's very difficult to do this on camera, you know. Yay, cake! Yum, yum, yum. That's good cake. That is good cake. Okay. Let's try the caramel. Ooh. So sweet. Oh my god. Yes, Christian, this is a very small slice of cake. Because eating in front of people is hard. It's embarrassing, actually. A bit. Okay. Thank you all for your birthday wishes. I am sending you cake. So David says bon appetit. We don't actually have a word for bon appetit in English. We just say bon appetit. So yeah. So see, this is why I made a small slice, because it's hard to eat and talk at the same time. So, do you want to know what my wish is? That's an idea. While I eat my cake, I want you to guess, to say what you think my wish is. Okay? So, guess what the wish is, and then I will tell you in a minute when I finish eating this cake, because it's really good. What do you think I wished for? Oh my god. This is good cake. Oh my, oh my. So bon appetit in Polish is smacznego. I love that. Because smacz is like taste, right? I know it's in German it's Geschmack. So it's similar. Juan says this is the first birthday party I took part in online. This is the first birthday party I hosted online, I think. Okay. Louisa wants a hint for the wish. My help is, it's something related to easy stories in English. Something to do with easy stories in English. It's a very big hint. It's probably very easy to guess now. In Spanish, you say buen provecho. You know what? I'm going to eat more cake. Come on, guess. Until you guess, I will just eat cake. This cake is so good. Oh my goodness. Oh dear, I'm making a mess. This is hard. Ooh. Okay, any other guesses? Sorry, I dropped some cake on the floor. Okay, don't look, wait. I didn't eat cake off the floor, you didn't see me. Okay, Juan says, I think you wished for 1 million subscribers on your channel. No, but that's a good wish. Nika says, you wish to be independent, to have enough money from my lessons to have a good life. Oh, I already have a good life, but that's a very sweet idea. Close. Okay, Vanta says, you probably wish the virus would go away so you could freely travel around. I actually decided at the beginning of this year that I wasn't going to travel very much because of I wanted to save money. And then coronavirus happened and I was like, well, I'm definitely not going to travel now. But now that we have quarantine, I want to travel. Honestly, I want to visit my friends mainly. I have some friends in Slovakia who I want to visit. Some friends in Spain. Yeah. Okay. Christian says, maybe I wish to do this as my full-time job. Luisa says, I wish to grow. I want easy stories in English to grow. Kinga says, I wish to know all languages. Well, Kinga, that is something I always want. But actually, Louisa and Christian were a bit closer. So my wish was to was that I can always keep doing easy stories in English. And maybe that sounds really, really like emotional, but I really genuinely enjoy it. And I want this project to continue and to grow. And I want to, oh, and I guess not just continue it, but continue it in a way where I feel really proud of it, because I have very strong feelings about, I do the podcast and the YouTube in a certain way because I've done a lot of research into the science and I really believe it to be the most effective way of learning. So I'm very passionate about continuing in a way that I know is really useful and that people enjoy, because it's very easy, you can make lots of videos about grammar and traditional ways of learning and you can do quite well that way, but I don't want to do something just because it's popular. I want to do something because it's fun and it's the right thing to do based on the scientific evidence. So yes. Okay. Now I have all this cake. And you're okay, I'm gonna have one more mouthful. And then we'll continue. Okay. I did not get cake on me. Look at me, like an adult. Oh, that cake is so good. Ooh, ooh, so good. Okay. I almost want to like chew gum. I don't know. I almost want to like get the flavor out because my mouth is watering because of the cake tastes so good. I'm like, oh, I want more. I have to stop. My goodness, it's such a good cake. It is definitely a mouth-watering cake. And that means it tastes so good that your mouth is going wet. And it is. Martina says she can taste it. Yeah, me too. Okay, now... Oh, I already talked to you about party bags, didn't I? Okay. What was the plan? So we had cake. So I guess now we're doing questions and answers. Okay. No story today, so it won't quite... David asks, where is the tea? To be honest, tea and cake is like... It's kind of like a stereotype that we always have tea and cake together. Like, I personally don't drink that much tea. I know, it's shocking. But usually, if you have tea and cake, it's more of like a kind of like a fruit cake or something. Whereas if it's like a birthday party, you don't have tea. You have maybe a fizzy drink like Coca-Cola. Oh yeah, so that's another thing. In America, they say soda, but we have a really cute word. We say a fizzy drink. Okay, so a fizzy drink is a drink that goes like Coca-Cola, Sprite, Dr. Pepper, and so on. Those are all fizzy drinks. Okay, so now we're going to do some questions and answers, okay? Because you've all been asking some questions. As I talk, feel free. You can definitely write more questions and I will answer them as we go, okay? So the first question is about shadowing. Actually, you know what? Before that, let's take a break because I want to go to the toilet and I want some water and I want some more cake. So we're going to take a very quick break while I eat cake and go to the toilet. Okay, I'll be back in a minute. Oh my god. I'll be back in a minute. 1 minute. back and I'm gonna eat some more cake. Okay. Hello, Ook. We started about an hour ago, so you are late, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. You can always watch it later. Okay, so we're doing questions and answers now. So write your questions and I will answer them. 1 minute. Get the cake out of my mouth. So what is shadowing? Shadowing is a really unique language learning technique, which was created by a guy called Professor Arguelles. So he is a professor in linguistics and he speaks like 20 languages. So he kind of knows what he's talking about, I think. What Alexander Arguelles does, he created this technique called shadowing. I'm going to put the link here in the document and in the chat. Okay. So shadowing, you take like an audiobook, a dialogue, some sound in a language you are learning, and you listen and you try and speak at the same time. Okay. So there are various ways to do it. The way the professor does it is he walks around in public and he listens to like so here he is listening to a conversation in Chinese, and as he walks he is saying it out loud. And this might seem really weird. He has some reasons for why he believes you should walk around, but basically it seems to be an effective way of improving some specific areas of language. I think one of the big things that it supposedly does is it helps you sound more natural because you like pick up more like natural phrases, and it's really good for working on pronunciation. Okay. I don't really recommend it for general learning, but if you want to work on your pronunciation specifically, it's a really good method. So I don't want to give a demonstration here really because it's, you know, I have to prepare it really, so maybe next time. But there's a really good YouTube video which is about like flow overlapping, which is basically just one form of shadowing, okay, where you put it in like an audio program, and you compare your recording to the original. Okay, so this is a really good method specifically to work on pronunciation. I would say, because I think the person who asks said that he did a lot of research and looked at different methods. Just try different methods. Some will work better for you, some will not. I think the best method is the method that you keep doing, right? So there's no point in finding like a really complicated, a really complicated study method if it's so complicated that you don't do it, right? So I really recommend trying different methods. Maybe shadowing is something that's interesting for you. Maybe you can do it while you walk to work. It really depends, okay? But I only really recommend it for pronunciation, I would say. Okay, Medina says she loves listening to the podcast on Spotify before she goes to bed. I love listening to podcasts before I go to bed too. So I'm glad you are doing that with mine. Thank you. Okay. Okay, Sukaina asks, how can you unlock the 5 senses when you are writing? So I'm assuming you mean like taste, sound, touch, smell, and sight, right? Those 5 senses. Okay. Well, there's a difference between basis and the basics. Very briefly, basis is formal, the basics is informal, okay? But specifically, the basics means the foundation of an area, Okay. For example, I learned the basics of baking last weekend at a course. Okay. That class or those classes will be a great basis for my cooking career. Okay. So it's like the foundation, and then the basics are like the easy parts, the beginning parts of something that you have to get good before you can move on. Okay. What is the difference between effect and effect? As you can hear, they sound the same. Okay, so pronunciation wise, exactly the same. So I'm going to get my keyboard actually. So pronunciation is the same. Okay. The complicated thing is there's noun effect. Okay, like this cake had a positive effect on my mood. Yeah, this cake improved my mood. Now I feel really good. I already felt good, but now I feel even better. Okay, so that's effect as a noun. And then as a verb, effect means we only really use it in like certain phrases, like the government has affected change, or actually better yet, we can say coronavirus has affected huge social change. Okay, so it basically means like create. Okay, but we say affect change. Effect with an A is a noun. It can also be a verb. This is why it's so No, sorry, it's always a verb. See, I told you it's very confusing. Native speakers always get confused. Okay, an effect just means to have an effect on. That's why it's confusing, because affect means to have an effect on something. Okay, so you say, but usually like a negative one, like that film really affected me. I feel so sad now. Okay. So that's effect and effect. Ook says she has been reading a lot using the website English e-reader. That is a website I recommend to everyone. It's really good. Yeah, this one. It has lots of free ebooks in English, and you can search by level. So definitely have a look at this, because maybe you think I don't like reading, but probably you do like reading, but you just don't have books that are easy enough. And these books, you can find a nice easy book that is fun to read. Okay. Is it enough to just listen and read English? How can we learn to pronounce and speak it? This is a really controversial area when it comes to learning a language, but based on the research, it's not actually necessary to speak, to acquire, to learn a language well. Now, that doesn't mean what it sounds like. If you read, 100 books in English but never speak it, you probably won't be able to speak very fluently. You will probably be able to speak just very slowly. And similarly, if you watch, 100 episodes of a TV show, or, 100 hours or whatever, lots of TV in English, you won't, you might not be able to write very fluently. You might make mistakes when you write, but you will be able to write and speak. Okay? So the way it works is our brain is really good at learning languages. Okay, and it maybe sounds like, well, no, it's not, because English is hard. But what I mean is our brain is really designed to learn languages. So when we listen and read, it's like that is the information that our brain uses to build the language in our brain. if you think of it like nowadays, there's loads of stuff with artificial intelligence, okay, AI, where it's a computer program that can draw a picture or answer a question, okay? And the way to build artificial intelligence is you give it lots of examples, right? So Google can correct, if we write something in Google and we write it wrong, Google can correct that because it had loads and loads of examples of the correct one. It's kind of similar with our brain. When we get lots of language we understand, our brain uses that and it builds the grammar in our head, okay? And then once you have that grammar and the vocabulary in your head, it's just a case of translating that into the muscles of our mouth. Now, there are certain skills like giving a speech, holding a conversation, interrupting someone, asking for help. These are skills that you have to practice, right? So if you just read and listen, you won't be a very, very fluent speaker, but the important thing is you will have the language. So what I really recommend is, I would say 90% reading and listening, 10% speaking, okay? Especially at like a low or intermediate level, it is not good to spend hours and hours speaking, because speaking alone does not improve your language, okay? So I really think do as much reading and listening as possible, okay? Because your speaking and writing will naturally improve as time goes on. When it comes to pronunciation, actually the best thing to improve your pronunciation is to do a lot of listening. The other thing though is that unfortunately, whether you are good at pronunciation or not, it really is just a genetic thing, okay? So some people are very good at pronouncing languages and they have a good accent in every language they speak. Some people find that very hard. But so I think pronunciation, if you can speak fluently, if you can express yourself, it's not that important. And the more you listen, especially like TV shows where they talk a lot, that will improve your pronunciation over time. Okay, we have a question from Oscar Lopez. What do I use to grade the levels of the story? So how do I change like a story from beginner to intermediate and so on? Okay, that's a fantastic question, Oscar, and I will definitely answer that in a bit. Okay, and by the way, I'm not just saying this because I believe it. I'm saying it because that's what the science says. That's what the evidence says. There are a lot of language teachers who say talk, speak as much as you can, but ultimately, I think in the future, we will realize that that is wrong, okay? What do I recommend to stop being afraid of speaking? This is a hard question for me because I am never afraid of speaking. I love speaking. So, but actually, I used to be a very, very shy person. I used to not speak very much. So it does change. For me, it was acting that did it. And I guess if you're afraid of speaking in English, my challenge for you is, do you actually need to speak? Now, right now, you might be living in an English-speaking country. In that case, yes, you do need to speak. But if you are living at home, you are not surrounded by English speakers, you don't actually need to speak English right now. Like I said here, I recommend 90% reading and listening and 10% speaking. But a lot of people, they don't feel comfortable speaking until they reach a certain level, okay? I have seen many students who have a very big fear of speaking, and it was not helped that in school, the teachers made them speak. They said, you have to speak. And so the students got very, very worried and anxious about it. So I say never speak just because. speak if you want to. Okay, and in my classes, when I have a group of students, I don't make them speak. I ask questions and they can answer if they want. I ask like a yes or a no question and they can say yes or no. And then at some point, maybe after 1 year, maybe after 2 months, at one point they will have enough language in the brain that it naturally comes out of the mouth, right? That's the idea. If you read and listen lots and lots, you get so much language in the brain that eventually it just falls out of your mouth and you don't worry about it. So that's my advice. If you feel afraid of speaking, just leave it, and then when you feel ready, come back to it. Okay, we have Hajar from Turkey. Hello, Hajar. How are you doing? Okay. I believe this was it Sukaina who asked this? Yes. How do I unlock the 5 senses when I'm writing? So this is more of like a fiction writing question. And this is something people say a lot when they give advice to writers. They say, use the 5 senses. So talk about, what does the character see? What do they hear? What do they smell? What do they taste? I don't actually think it's great advice, because you can write a really, really long scene with lots of description, but it's not very interesting. Okay? I have found over time with writing fiction, you actually don't want to give lots of detail. It's better to give a bit of detail, but make the detail interesting and also linked to the story. So let's say there is a character with, okay, these are eyebrows. Let's say there is a character with really thick eyebrows, okay? Now, I could say, oh, he saw the man, he had really thick eyebrows, he had a small nose, he blah, blah, blah. But maybe at first that is not important, okay? Because maybe the character, when they see the man with the thick eyebrows, they don't think about the eyebrows, they just look at him. But maybe when the man is talking, he looks angry because of his eyebrows. So maybe I say, the man sounded angrier than he was because of his thick eyebrows that made him look, okay, that's a really bad sentence, but basically it's relevant, right? I'm explaining the eyebrows because it's important to the action of the story. So when I write, I don't think about, what are the senses? What do they see? What do they hear? I think about what is happening and then bringing in detail that makes that more interesting and it brings more life to it. Okay? So that's my advice on writing. Okay. Mateusz asks, what do I think about using a translator to translate words when we see them for the first time? Great question. Juan asks, do I recommend any books on grammar? Okay, so what do I use to grade the levels of the stories? I use a few websites. Let's see our vocabulary list. So there is the Central European Framework of Reference, which is a way of doing language levels. So a way of distinguishing like beginner, intermediate, and they have this website where you can see a list of words and you can see, okay, so you can see beginner words. So let's say we look up dog. Okay, dog is an A1 word, so it's a really easy word. Everyone knows it. On the podcast, when I do pre-intermediate, that's B1, intermediate B2, advanced C1, beginner A2. Okay, so what I do is I use another website I use called Vocab Kitchen, where I basically, it's really simple. I take the story and I put it into this box, okay? So let's say I have this. If I write a story, I put it in here, and then it tells me what level the words are, okay? So if this is like a difficult word or which words are easy. So then I can see, okay, what words are hard, and either I change the words or I explain the meaning of the words. And that's it really. When it comes to talking more slowly, I just kind of go slower for beginner and pre-intermediate, and then faster for intermediate, and faster again for advanced. Okay, so that's how I grade the levels of the stories. Okay, so Ook asks, so how can someone teach us speaking classes? I will answer that now because it's related to the previous question. So this is the thing. Conversation classes are very popular, but I don't know the way they are often done. Well, if it is just a conversation class where you talk about a topic and that's it, that I think that is the best, I think, okay? Because conversation, when we have a normal conversation, we do not correct people. We do not tell them about grammar, right? It's not natural. And honestly, if you read and listen a lot, the conversation is really just getting out what you said, okay? So you can't, this is the thing, is when people talk about learning a language, they talk about the 4 skills: listening, reading, writing, and speaking. But it's not really how it works. If you want to learn skills in language, that would be, for example, giving a speech, telling a story, writing a script, writing an essay. Those are specific skills that you can do classes on. But a speaking class, really all it would be is a conversation. And sometimes I get frustrated because I do a class with a student where we tell stories and they say, oh, no, I want to do speaking. But when we make a story together, we are speaking. I am asking questions and they are giving me answers and we are talking, right? Speaking is kind of, if you are in a language class, you are doing speaking already, right? It's a part of it all. So it doesn't really make sense just to focus on a speaking class on its own. Okay. What do I think about using a translator to translate words when we see them for the first time? I think that's a great idea. And not just for the first time, maybe for the second, third, fourth, fifth, maybe up the first 10 times, okay? Because there is some research about how we learn words that shows that we have to read, if a word is new, like a completely new word and you don't know it, you have to read or hear it like 50 to 70 times to be able to use it, okay? So if I tell you a new word, like, for example, earlier, I talked about how jelly wobbles. Maybe you remember it for 10 minutes, but tomorrow you forget it. And then you read wobble again and you have to look it up. You have to find a translation, okay? So it's honestly, use a translator until you remember it. The only time where I say you should not use a translator is sometimes when we read, it's better to read a lot and not look up every word. Generally, when you read a book, you want at least 95% of the words to be known, okay? Because even 5% unknown words, 5% new words, that's like 2 or 3 words in a page. And if you look up every new word, you don't remember them as well. If you have like 1 new word on a page in a book, that's perfect because you can remember that better. And then you look up that word and then you read. You don't have to stop, look up, stop, translate. You just read. Okay, so reading fluently is sometimes, it's maybe the only time you want to not look up words, but generally you want to find a book that is challenging but not really difficult. Okay. Okay. Hajar asks, how do you stop translating in your head while you speak? Okay, that's a great question. I'll answer that in a bit. Do I recommend any books on grammar? Basically, no, because the way, like I said, we build language in the head through reading and listening. When we learn about grammar, that's in a different part of the brain. And we cannot take the knowledge of grammar and use it very successfully when we speak or write. Kind of think of it like a car. You can read a book about driving a car or repairing a car, but if you read the book, you can't drive a car, right? You have to actually drive the car. You can't just read a book on it. And grammar is the same. You have to learn it through reading and listening. There's no really other way, because if you learn grammar from a book, you remember maybe for 1 month and then you forget really quickly, and you can't use it easily in conversation. So I really don't recommend any books on grammar. I honestly think, I'm going to be completely honest, I think studying grammar mostly is a waste of time. It's only worth doing if you find it interesting and you want to. Okay? Okay, how do you stop translating in your head while you speak? This is kind of a difficult question because I don't have this. When I learn another language, I never feel like I'm translating in my head. I think possibly it is a case of maybe you need more input, more reading and listening. Like I said, you want to read and listen until you have so much language that it just naturally falls out. You're not thinking about it, it just comes out, okay? And obviously that's difficult, but really, I sent out an email on Friday from the email list. By the way, you can go to easystoriesinenglish.com/email, not contact, email, and you can join the email newsletter. So yesterday I sent out an email about hours and how many hours you need to learn a language. And, you know, to get to really fluent, you probably need to read and listen for like over 1,000 hours. Okay. So obviously that's going to take a few years. So this is something that maybe takes a long time before you can feel completely confident. I would also say that if you feel like you are stressed or translating when you are speaking, it might be the environment. It might be a stressful environment, maybe in a class. So try and find like a really comfortable environment, like a friend, or get to know a conversation partner very well. Honestly, this is a really difficult one because I don't know really what's going on inside your head. Okay, any other questions before we finish? Anything you want to ask? I've had a lot of fun today. We didn't write a story, but that's okay. We'll write a story next week. Okay. Eduardo asks, I'm doing very well, Eduardo, by the way. How are you? Could I quickly explain the educational system in the UK? Okay. So the educational system in the UK, we have infant school, or you have nursery, which is like kindergarten, and it's optional. So that's for like very young children. And then you have reception, which is years 1 to 2. So we don't say grade, we say year 1, year 2, year 3. Okay, so that is age, oh my God, I think it's 5 to 6. And then you have primary school, which is years 3 to 6. Okay, and that's age 7 to no, okay, wait. I think that's 7 to 11. Maybe reception is 6 to 7. See, this is something like this. No. Oh, that doesn't make sense because that's not enough years. Okay, it's something like this, 7 to 11. And then you have so often oh, that's it. It's not reception, it's infant school. Okay? So you have reception is like the first year. It's very strange. So you have reception, year 1, year 2. Okay? So that's why it's 3 years. And then it's 3 years for primary school. Infant school and primary school are often in the same place. Then you have secondary school, which is kind of like high school, and that's year 7 to 11. And that's age 11 to 16. So that's 5 years. In year 11, you do GCSEs, which are like exams, important exams. And then after that is sixth form, which is upper sixth, it's a hard word, sixth and lower, sorry, not upper and lower, lower and upper. Lower sixth and upper sixth. So that's ages 16 to 18, okay? At the end, you do A-levels, which is the exams you do before you go to university. So in secondary school, in years 10 and 11, you do about 10 subjects and you can choose some of them and you can choose to not do others. For A-levels, you usually do 3 to 5 subjects, which is much lower than other countries. It's very strange. So I know in like France, they study like 10 subjects at this age, but we do 3. So I studied French, German, Japanese, and psychology. So I did no science, no maths. It was perfect for me. So the British school system allows you to choose more. Also because there's like a separation between secondary school and sixth form. I think we have like less problems. I don't know. When I watch American TV shows, it looks really dramatic at their schools. But that's because I think they do like 13 to 18, whereas we do 18 to 16 and 16 to 18. It's like 2 separate things. So I think that, you know, when you go to sixth form, you feel like an adult. But in secondary school, you're still like a child, kind of. You don't have to do A-levels. You can also do the international baccalaureates, which is like an international qualification. And there are some other options, but generally that's how the system works. So I went to one infant school and I went to a different secondary school, I went to 4 different schools actually. I went to one infant school, one primary school, one secondary school, and one sixth form, and they were all different. That's not very common. Usually like maybe secondary and sixth form are the same school, or primary and secondary are the same, or infant and primary. It really depends. But I went to 4 different schools. So yeah. Okay. Rashid asks, how do you count hours reading? I have a watch, and when I start reading, I put on the timer. Oh, can you see that? Oh my goodness. Okay, it's upside down, but you can see. I just time it, I put on the timer, and then I read. And then when I stop reading, I see, oh, I read 50 minutes. And then I put it in a spreadsheet. So I have like a spreadsheet and I put in the time each day and then it adds it up. That's how I count hours reading. I count it a lot because I'm a bit weird, but that's generally how you do it. And I like counting hours reading and listening because it's just, it lets me know how much I'm studying. Okay, we have Dylan here, who is a native English speaker. And he says some of his international friends watch me to learn English. Well, thank you very much, Dylan. It's very nice to have you here. Okay, Eduardo asks, can I explain the different types of university degrees? Okay, I'm going to leave that question for next time, just so that, because we're almost 2 hours here. Okay, you are right, Sylvia. This year, there are no GCSEs and no A-levels because of coronavirus. Yes, Eduardo, this is a very different system to America. They use completely different words and different years, and yeah. I think the American system is more stressful, actually. So there are no GCSEs and no A-levels this year because of coronavirus. So I had one A-level student I was teaching, and I had to, it was a bit weird. Like we used a mock exam, like a practice exam, and then some written work to give the grades out. Okay, we're going to finish there, I think. So thank you all so much for coming. I had a lovely birthday celebration with you all. Remember, you can go to easystoriesinenglish.com/email to sign up for the email newsletter. Every Friday, I send out a very useful email with practical advice on how to study and motivation. So maybe if you feel like, oh, it's hard to keep studying, I can give you some motivation. There's also the Patreon at, no, that's on my other account, never mind. Well, if you go to patreon.com/easystoriesinenglish, you can support on the Patreon for just a few dollars a month. You can get extra episodes, exercises, online classes. At some point, I will add some new rewards for the YouTube as well, I think. So there's actually like, if you do $5 a month, you get extra episodes, and there are already, I think, like 6 extra stories. So if you have listened to all of the podcasts, if you support here, you can get more stories, okay? And of course, go to the YouTube channel, subscribe, and watch the video. Oh, and here it is right now. Here we are. Okay, so thank you all again for coming. I had a great time. Eduardo says the quality sound of some of the podcasts is not very good. Really? Because I got this nice microphone and I thought the quality was pretty good, but or I don't know, it's not like very, it's not like a music professional quality, but I think the sound is okay. There are some old episodes that maybe don't sound so good, I don't think. Okay, thank you all so much for coming today. I had so much fun. Have a great weekend. A happy birthday to anyone else who had their birthday recently or is having it soon, and I will see you next week. Oh, and just to remind you, the document from today, I will put it in the YouTube video for the stream in the description. Okay? Have a fantastic day and see you soon. Bye.